Welcome back to Autolooks Online. This week we're looking at the Lotus City Car. Yes, brand new concept from the Paris Auto Show, although 2 months has passed since the Paris Auto Show has come out. The new Lotus City Car is, well, making some new waves for Lotus, a car company which has released, 6 brand new concepts at the Paris Auto Show. This city car being one of them. Now, let's take a look into the future of what Lotus may or may not have. Now, seeing as city cars have become more and more of an actual segment of the industry, take a look at the Smart 4.2, the Toyota IQ, even the newly released Aston Martin Signet. And it seems that, well, Lotus wants to move into that place. Hey, what's a better way to try and bring down your actual EPA for fuel economy for any car company around than, well, releasing a brand new city car? Aston Martin's doing it, why not Lotus? Well, up front we got to take a look at, well, how this thing really does look. Now, Lotus has come a long way from being, the weird boxy looking things of the 1970s. Although great looking cars with great aerodynamics for the time, they were a pretty simple and basic design. Looking at Lotus now, it's hard to believe that they're part Malaysian. This British sports car company, owned by the Malaysian car company Proton Auto right now, is actually making strides. They're releasing the brand new Esprit, replacing the Lotus Elise, and they may have actually a new model on the way. They did release a sedan and a new city car at the Paris Auto Show. Now, up front, we got to take a look at this thing. Okay? Lotus has come a long way, and it seems they're going after a more, just like everyone else, the big wide mouth kind of look. This originally started, one of the first car companies that ever utilized this was Ford of Australia. Now, it seems that a lot of people have actually started integrating it into your cars. Well, I started using it in some of my aftermarket stuff too. Great design. Your front air ducts right there just float magnificently with that front air duct. Headlights, okay, I gotta make a point with this. They're evil looking. On this car, they actually do work. A bad point in the front that I find, okay, the hood tapering in just a slight bit here. It is nice, but it does kind of add a more wide look to the front end of this car. Not the greatest looking thing when you're trying to create a small car. Wide and short. Well, a short fat guy looks a lot more awkward than a tall fat guy, right? Now, moving on to the side, concentric lines running along the side of the car. Very nice, very well done. One issue I have with them is they kind of create a gray zone, kind of making the car look a little bit wider than it really is. It's nice. You would like to have, more of a smooth surface, kind of create less dark spots. One way they could have defeated this is maybe adding a duct or even dropping the bottom down a little bit. Get rid of the black spot there. That's no. Okay. Rims, they're pretty sporty, great looking rims for a small car like this. Put it up against the Smart, man, I think we got a winner for sport appeal right here. Your roof line, very well done, very tall. The only problem is bringing the glass too far up kind of makes the roof look way taller than it really is. Bring the front windshield down a small bit to actually create a horizon on it may make it look a little less tall. It's Lotus. They're well known for creating short, fast-looking cars. And city cars, small compact cars like this are very hard to do that with. They've done a well done job here, but moving your glass too fast, too rounded, and too high up on the front end is going to create more of a tall appeal to this. Kind of add a corner right here, make it go up, add a corner. Even if you bring the glass in on that corner, kind of make it look a little bit better. Okay, moving on to the rear. We see right here, well, I'm not too great about this body line. Like, it would have been really nice if this actually was the back without this stupid kind of notch back look. Okay. it's sort of like what the Honda did with the Odyssey. They had a great line, and they kind of added to it. You shouldn't have added to it. Just cut it off right here. You lose a little bit of trunk space. Yeah, that is a very vital thing in a city car, but they could have gone without it. Moving on to the rear. Okay, we see that a Lotus has done a very well done job in the rear end. Okay, unlike a lot of other city cars, the back end doesn't look like it's 4 miles wider than it is. Take a look at the back of the Smart 42. Okay, their wheel wells stick out from the side and add an extra bit onto the bumper, making the car appear that it's about 2 feet wider on each side than it really is. Okay, it actually isn't 2 feet wider, but it looks a lot wider because the actual car comes down and they added the wheel wells on. Okay, with the city car, wheel wells added onto the side should only be about an inch or two out from the car. Lotus still had wide wheel wells at the back end, but they haven't gone to the extreme with them, making it look like they were added on. They kind of integrated them into the design, making it flow a lot better. Okay, now moving on to I'll get my mouse here. Moving on to the tail lights here. I've never seen a city car with such great looking back end here. Okay, they have added in their name right here. That is a great feature. You can't go wrong with adding the company name right in the back name. Like Saturn used to do in the bumpers. That's kind of tacky, but still kind of neat. Pontiac did it with the Sunfires. Like, boring, girlish looking car, but they threw in the symbol when you push the brake light. Here they didn't. When you push the brake light, it doesn't light up, but it still appears. It's more of a luxury feature. Tail lights are just evil. They're not huge, not tall. They're not going along the edge of the car, but they're nice. The only thing I can say about where this is, how it cuts in here, it's a very neat feature. It kind of makes it look like a robot from the 1980s. I don't know. First thing come to mind. It sort of looks like it might belong in the Tron movie. Not on the streets, but compared to some of its competitors, it's a little bit better. The exhaust. You can't go wrong with a rear-mounted exhaust. But a rear-mounted exhaust made right into the center of the car, it's just amazing. Okay, they've done a very well done job here. The only point I can say that not too great is the fact that they added this, the rear spoiler. Like, they should have gone along white, notch it here a bit, bring it back, and bring your window right back here. Well, the window does come back, and they added on this little notch. The little notch is decent. From the back end, it looks good. From the front end, it looks bad. I don't know. Maybe Lotus can kind of work something around it. Maybe add on a spoiler that doesn't disappear into the car that no one notices and kind of just gives the illusion that it's a notch. Overall, out of 10, I'm giving this car, for an all-around city car, I'm giving it an 8. And compared to its competitors, this thing's getting an 8. Why? Evil design, great-looking rims, got some sport appeal, awesome exhaust, front air duct is amazing. Where it's losing points is that rear spoiler notch. Not the greatest. Wheel wells can be brought in a small little bent and along the sides. The sidelines, I don't know. Could have been done a little bit better. So, for this week at Autolux, what can we say? Lotus, you've come a long way since the 1970s with your James Bond, Lotus Esprit blowing up as the guy tried to break into it. But still seems you might have some way to go. Let's just hope Bob Lutz is wrong, that Lotus has a 60% chance of surviving. With models like this, and maybe some financial gain behind them, maybe we could see Lotus cars making a major comeback. For this week, it's Everett saying, good day, and you got Autolux on your side.